Hey, I'm Mac. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at what I believe is a Monday night training that was done on Instagram Live from two of our favorites from the Monat hair care company slash wellness company. Monat is an MLM. They got started off selling a shampoo that makes your hair fall out, and they also now sell a line of quote unquote wellness products that are definitely the best. So let's see what they have to say because, maybe it's a scam. Let's go.
Hello. Can you hear me? I hear you. Wait, I just filter because I was just saying we've both had a crazy day, so we're still coming on here showing up for you guys. Yeah. There's really echoey in here.
Yeah, it is.
A little bit. Let me open the door. Yes, guys, we both had the
Wow, it kind of sounds like she's like God or something, except not God, basically Satan. Not gonna lie.
day. And we're still here showing up for you. So whatever excuse you think you have, just eliminate it from your vocabulary, from your mind, from everything, because if you really want it, you're going to get it done. So yes. I should have titled this live. I think it's too late now, but okay. Today we're going to be covering one of my favorite topics. And I know this is favorite topic too. And it's how to handle objections. Okay. We're going to do it kind of specific to our business, but I feel like a lot of them go hand in hand with a lot of businesses. So I'll go ahead and kick it off. And I'm sorry, I have a super stuffy nose. So I feel I'm going to do one of the excuses I gave Liz, and we get it all the time. And it's the I don't have money excuse. Okay. To start any business, you're going to need to invest money. If you don't,
That's not an excuse. That's their reason. Okay. Also, they're probably just being nice, although they might also not have the money. But good for them for realizing when something's not financially a good idea for them. Okay.
anything about our business, you're not just investing money blindly and
Yeah, you're not investing money at all.
to see what it is. No, you are purchasing products that you are going to use for your own personal use. This is not inventory. Okay. And the investment, the amount can go anywhere from 150 to 650. Does not get any bigger than that, right?
$650 on hair care. But it's an investment, you guys. It's an investment, but it's not inventory. So it's an investment in things that you can't sell or, derive business value from. It's an investment in hair care products that are for personal use, but it's an investment. Yeah, you lost me there. I'm not sure that that falls under the definition of an investment, but continue, I guess, since you're probably going to, because this is a video and I'm about to press play again.
But when people tell you they don't have money, I want you girls and guys to leave behind the fear of talking about money. People give the excuse of money because it is a sensitive subject that a lot of people are scared to combat, right? If someone tells you they don't have money, you're not going to be like, yeah, you do. Are you sure? So you kind of just let it be. That's why people give that excuse.
Right, because before you joined Monat and they got their little claws into you, you were a polite person who had, some respect for basic rules of decency. Okay, but now you need to not.
I learned I'm going to embrace the talk of money. Because if someone really does not have an extra $150, $200 to possibly change their future, you are in trouble, my friends. This is exactly why you need a new business opportunity. And this was me when Liz introduced this business to me 5.5 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, 5.5 years ago is very different from now. 5.5 years ago was before Monat had peaked and began to decline. Decline like the way that your credit card's going to be after you charge all this stuff to it. It's going to be declined. So I hate this line of reasoning so much. And they do it all the time where they're like, oh, well, since you don't have money, that's why you need this opportunity. No. Okay. An MLM is the last thing that you need if you don't have any extra money. Okay. Seriously, that is about the last thing you need. I know you're desperate. I know that when you are having, trust me, like you get arrested, it gets real expensive real fast, and you like lose a job when you get arrested at the same time. You end up having very little money. And let me tell you, I understand the desperation and how seductive false hopes can get there, but just trust me, an MLM is not going to get you there. It's not what you need at that point. Okay, so this is some bullshit right here. No.
Pack I was gonna buy was $350, I believe, and I really did not have that in my debit account, in my bank account. But I had a credit card, and I used the credit card for everything and anything. So I said, if I could use a credit card to go shopping, to go to dinner, to buy unnecessary things.
This is truly, we're getting some real, move over the financial diet, because the real financial advice is right here. Okay. Like, step back, Chelsea. So like, just because you use your credit card irresponsibly doesn't mean that you should continue to do so and or escalate that irresponsible usage of it. People don't realize how much interest you are paying if you carry a balance on a credit card. It's so much. It's so expensive. And you're not going to it's difficult enough to make back the money on a, business loan if you manage to secure one, which is pretty damn unlikely. Even if you do have a good business plan or something, not very likely, not bloody likely. But even if you do, it's hard enough to make enough money to pay one of those back with the more reasonable interest rate they have, let alone make back enough money to pay back a credit card that you're probably going to be carrying a revolving balance on, given that you are so out of money that you are having to use a credit card to make this purchase. If you have good credit and therefore you are able to have credit cards that have good rewards, then there's nothing wrong with using a credit card for everything and like paying it off at the end of the month. Also, there's just the simple fact that like when you use a credit card, you have a lot more ability to dispute a purchase or to do a chargeback. So those are good reasons to use a credit card. You could do a chargeback on your Monat purchase when they won't accept your return, sure, but like that's predicated on you paying it off at the end of the month, the statement balance. Otherwise, it's just not a good idea for any reason to be using a credit card when you could be using like your bank account money, because you're going to be paying all that interest if you're not going to pay it off. But a lot of people don't think about the fact that you can charge that you're a little bit more protected in terms of returns and stuff when you use a credit card, though. I don't know. Sometimes a merchant is a real like shithead about something, and it's nice being able to charge back because like you haven't actually paid for it yet. Because, available credit is not money that you have. Okay? Available credit is the amount of money you can borrow for like 30% interest to make a purchase. Okay? That's not money that you have. It's actually allowed to have available credit and not use it. Okay? And that will help you get more available credit down the line. You don't have to have your available credit burning a hole in your pocket.
Why am I not going to use a credit card to join something that can possibly change my life?
Possibly. Also, it probably will change your life. You'll have a $600 higher balance revolving that you'll have to pay like 30% interest on now, because if you don't have any money, well, Monat's not going to cause you to suddenly have it. So obviously you're not going to be able to pay that off at the end of the month. So you're going to have interest and it's going to compound. So, I mean, I'm sure that like Chase is all for this plan, but I got to say, it doesn't sound like it's very smart.
Because if you guys have been following, I used to be a skeptic. So if someone tells you they don't have money, I invite you and I challenge you and I want you to go a little deeper and ask them questions. Be like, don't you think that if you really don't have an extra $200 to spare, if you don't have a savings account, that should be the exact reason why you jump on board? I've gone as far.
No, because honestly, it would probably be smarter if you played scratch offs or something with that $200 than to join Monat, because you probably have a better chance of winning at that than you do at making money in Monat. You shouldn't do either one, but if you had to pick one, it would be smarter to probably do scratch offs than Monat.
I was telling people this. I've had people in the past tell me, Joe, I have $200 to my.
Okay, but seriously, you have a better chance of winning more money than you put in roulette than you do in an MLM. I mean, it's still not a great chance, but the odds are better at playing roulette than at doing an MLM. So it would be smarter to go play roulette than it would be to join Monat on a purely statistical level. Neither of those decisions are actually smart, but it would be smarter. It's kind of like still a better love story than Twilight. Still a smarter choice than joining Monat.
And that's all I have, and I need that for my kids' food. And I'm like, let me ask you something. When those $200 run away, how are you going to buy your kid food?
I don't know. Maybe they have like a payment that's coming up. Maybe they get paid like next Friday or something. Like, I don't know. Or like maybe their family member will be able to loan them some money for, food or whatever, and not like for Monat. Sometimes family members are smart, okay, and they'll loan you money for one thing, but not for another thing, okay? And maybe you should stop being, such a unethical little shit and such a, scourge on society. How about that? Like, I don't know.
Don't you rather invest $150 into a business that can make you money and then?
Okay, is this investing or is this products for your personal use? Because I'm sorry, something cannot be both an investment and personal hair care products. Okay, and it's not an investment. If this is an investment, then a car is an investment.
And you actually have money to buy your kids food?
But you won't, though. Like, that's a ridiculous thing to say. Like, it's stupid to act like something is definitely going to happen when there's a 99% chance that it won't. So,
And then they're like, oh my God, like they don't expect that kind of response. And 99% of the time, people actually do have the money, whether in a savings account, in their bank account, in a credit card, a spouse, a family member. They just don't want to join for whatever reason. And that's fine.
Is it fine, though? Is it fine? It seems like it's not fine with you. It seems like that might be why you're doing this entire presentation on objections. Really?
But don't tell me that money is the issue, because when there is a will, there is a way.
No. And I love that you brought up that we have to learn to get really comfortable with what's money. Okay. So if you guys don't know anything about me, hi, I'm Liz. But I feel like one of the reasons why I've been super successful in my business is because very early on, I became very comfortable with the uncomfortable conversations. Like,
that means she became a sociopath right away. She just completely stopped being a good person. Just the morals went right out the window. What's insane to me is people will see a weather forecast that says like 10% chance of rain, and then like it does rain and people are like, the forecast was wrong. But like here we have them where you have like a 0.05% chance of making more money than you spend in Monat, and they're just acting like this is a guaranteed, it's definitely going to happen thing. Like, what? No. Like, no.
You come to me with all these uncomfortable things and feel like cringe and feel all weird about. Like, I will not bat an eyelash.
Yeah, that weirdness is social norms and being a member of polite society. Yeah, and not being like a fucking rude sociopath. So when they're saying the uncomfortable or like the whatever, what they mean is the things that make you, the things that feel like they're rude or improper or not a part of being a good person. And that's, so it makes you queasy. They're going to tell you how to stop trying to be an ethical, upstanding member of society.
To be like, well, so and so or whatever, right? Give you a response. So the money thing, like, you have to overcome it. And you have to be very honest with them. People are sometimes scared to be like, oh, but what if I hurt their feelings? Like, what if I tell them like, oh, you don't have money, and they feel bad? Like, they should feel bad. Sorry. Like, I'm here to rip the Band-Aid. They should feel bad, right now, so many Americans do not have the ability to have an emergency. They don't have an emergency fund. So something comes up, like they don't have the means to pay for it. So, they should feel bad, and they should.
Yeah, because, an emergency came up and I don't have any available credit because I spent it all on Monat. Maybe if you didn't spend all your available credit on shit that you didn't need, you could have used that in an emergency. Okay, even if you didn't have any money saved up. God damn it. Like, are you kidding me? Also, listen, there are some people who just sort of have the natural charisma that allows them to sort of get away with being a little bit more blunt than your average person. And most people don't have that. Okay. And if you are one of those people, you know it already. You know that like you're able to be more blunt and with like fewer consequences than most people. Like some people just sort of have that type of charisma where they can be pretty aggressive and people don't take as much offense to it just because of sort of the way that they are, like the vibe that they get from them. But if you're not one of those people, then I would not recommend trying that strategy.
Be looking for alternative things to, to make extra income, to work hard, to earn you extra, right? So I became very comfortable with, again, say everything Joe said, like, hey, listen, like by no means am I ever going to encourage getting into debt. I want to put that out there. By no means am I ever going to encourage someone, neither is Joe, to, charge whatever to a credit card, right?
That's what you just did.
But what I will tell you, and what I do tell my potentials that tell me, like, look, I don't have the income for it, is, okay, well, do you have old clothes that, you don't sell it or you don't wear anymore, you can sell them?
Nobody wants your old clothes.
Or maybe there's the option of doing Uber Eats for a couple weekends to earn the money.
Okay, Uber Eats for a couple weekends is not going to earn you enough money for this.
Right? But when I...
Just do Uber Eats then. Why don't you just do Uber Eats for a bunch of weekends?
So the credit card, topic, I always say, are you willing to go all in and listen to my coaching? And are you not scared to get uncomfortable? Because if you're not scared to get uncomfortable, I can teach you how to make that money back within a week, within 2 weeks, within a month, right? Guys, within our compensation plan, we get...
Well, I would hope that it's within a month, because if it's not within a month, you're going to be paying back a lot of interest.
Paid 5 times a month. We get paid every Friday.
This is so stupid. How does the number of times you get paid per month affect anything? Like, you still get paid the same amount. It's not like you get paid more. Like, if you get paid that many, if you need to get paid that frequently, you have a bigger problem. You are not budgeting correctly or something. Like, why are you always like that hard up for cash?
For the sales of the week before. So meaning, like, depending on what day of the week it is, you make a sale, like, you don't have to have a team. You sell one shampoo, you sell one lipstick, like, you're getting paid on it the following week, right?
Okay. How is selling one lipstick a week going to pay back my now massive credit card bill? Even if I get paid 5 times a month, okay?
So I want you guys, like Joe said, to just be like really, knowledgeable of how amazing our compensation plan is at Monat. Because if you can tell someone, okay, look, let me map this out for you. With 4 people that purchase products from you and 1 person that you bring along to the business, core or smart start program, which is like bonus, incentive that you get when you first sign up, you can make like $300, right?
Okay, but I already spent, like you said, wasn't it $150 to $650 on products? So
And you've seen people do it, in their first 3 months, and I've seen people do it in a day, right? It really depends.
No, you haven't.
How hard they want to go with the business. So again, by no means am I encouraging that, but I always tell.
That's what you just did, though. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I'm like, are you sure this is something that you want to run with? And if it is, I can teach you. I can give you the plan that you can follow, right? And going back to other things.
Is that an income claim?
Aside from the credit card is, Uber Eats, again, driving for Uber, Lyft, whatever.
Just do that instead of Monat. Just cut out the middleman.
Selling old clothes, selling old shoes, like.
Nobody wants your old shoes.
Whatever, right? Stop going to happy hour for.
Okay, but like, don't start going outside of happy hour. Or, the non-existent happy hour in Massachusetts.
For a month. Stop going to happy hour for 3 weeks. Like,
Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks.
All right, well, I mean, I'm all for not going out to bars and buying drinks and shit. Like, that is a waste of money. Not even just because I don't drink, but also because, like, Jesus Christ. Like, okay, maybe I have a bit of a, like, this might sound a bit like the whole, it's one banana, what does it cost? $10. Because when I drank, I lived in Los Angeles and I lived in Boston. But like, a drink is like $20 there. That's crazy. Like, you will save a lot of money by not doing that. Starbucks, I don't know. Okay, even if you get like a $3 drink from Starbucks, like every day, that's still only like $90 a month. And that's if you go every single day. So I don't know. I know, like, that's such a cliche thing that I'm surprised to hear someone actually sincerely suggesting it here completely unironically. I agree. You shouldn't go out to Starbucks every day either. But it's not enough to pay for a Monat starter kit.
Sorry, that's another one. Like, Starbucks is like super expensive. Today I was gonna order Starbucks and I was like, this is so pricey. Stop buying those venti kettle corn or whatever that my John likes to drink at those places, Stop buying those fancy drinks and you're gonna see just how quickly you will be able to, save up that money. Guys, we're not talking, like Joe said, about a huge investment. We're talking about as little as $150 this month that you can join, okay, a business. Like, and again, I love that she said that you get so much with it. So about 2 years ago, I thought I was all cutesy and I went to open up another business, which was a coffee shop, whatever. Like, guys, I had to rent a space. I had to hire architects. I had to start demoing. I had to start construction. I paid interior designers. Literally, like, I did so much. I spent so much money, a sickening amount of money. And I could not go along with it because I was in over my head. It ended up being like a bad business move, but I got nothing out of it. When that lease agreement terminated, we closed the doors to that shop and he never went back. I literally got nothing. It was like the money that I was investing into disappeared into thin air. Here, for $150, you're getting products, you're getting samples, you're getting a discount, 30% moving forward. Like, you're getting a ton for it, right? Monat's going to take care of the website. They're going to take care of the marketing, the sales, like all the cool stuff that goes, when you're opening a business, all the hard stuff, right? Like, all you're doing is buying products for your personal use. So don't be scared of the money excuse. Get them alternatives. And again, like, be really comfortable letting them know if you don't have the money, this is exactly why you need to start this. Okay.
Yes. I love the idea of giving them alternatives, because if they do want to do this.
Okay. Just because you're bad at opening a coffee shop, I mean, you didn't go into what was the location? What was your pricing strategy? There are so many factors that probably caused your coffee shop to fail. The fact that she's comparing that to a Monat business is insane, and also probably says a lot about her business sense that she's doing this now. Wow. Sometimes people just have more money than brains.
Money won't be an excuse. So that's basically what I like. I like to get to the bottom of it. Do you really want to do it and you really don't have the money? Or you just don't want to do it and you're using money as an excuse? And if you don't want to do it, that's totally fine.
Is it?
Not everyone will join my team, and that's okay. But don't tell me it's because you don't have money, because I will peel back those layers.
I'll tell you whatever the fuck I want.
So I find out that it's truly because you just don't want to do the business.
Wait,
Yeah, you're not going to peel back shit.
sorry, can I just add something before we forget? If they tell you they don't want to do it and they are honest with you, ask for a referral and ask them if they know someone who does want to do it.
Yeah.
How about you go fuck yourself?
Always ask for referrals, okay? Whether it's clients or customers, if they say no, ask for a referral. Some of our best business partners have come from referrals. I forgot how I was going to end it, but basically that's, one of the things. If you get that excuse, get comfortable with talking about the business, the perks of the business, the value of the business, and explain to them, like, if you really don't have the money, that's exactly why you need to jump on board. Okay.
That is the most morally, ironically bankrupt thing ever. And also the most financially bankrupt thing ever.
Okay. A second excuse that we hear a lot is, I don't have the time. Okay. And none of us had the time when we started. Okay. When Liz started, she was a full-time corporate employee. And I'll let her talk about that. I had a business. I was a new mom. I had no help. No one just adds something else to their plate because they're sitting around doing nothing. I mean, some people do, and lucky for that. But most people start because they don't have the time, because they're working too much and don't have enough free time with their family, because they don't have time to spend with their kids, because they don't have freedom to attend school events. So not having the time.
An MLM is not going to give you more time. Just flat out.
Time is normal and it shouldn't be an excuse. And this is where you come in and you explain to them that this is a business that you can work at your own time, at your own pace, from the comfort of wherever you are. Okay. And if you're intentional with your time, you need an hour a day and you'll see results in this business.
You will not. No, you won't. That is bullshit. An hour a day will not get you any sort of result in terms of being profitable. That's a load of garbage. That's my dinner. Sorry.
I like to ask them, why do you say that? And every person will give you a different scenario and then get into specifics. If they say, I'm a mom, I have 2 kids, I work, from 9 to 5. Okay, I'll say, if you're willing to make small sacrifices now for a long-term, result, you can wake up an hour earlier, you can go to sleep an hour later. We have all the resources and help you need. Like, you guys need to make it very clear to your potentials that they don't need 40 hours a week to work this business. You need to make.
That is a load of bullshit. Yeah, you do. You need more than 40 hours a week to work your Monat business. Okay? First of all, you're unlikely to make money no matter how much time you put in. But the only way that it will even be remotely possible is if you put in a crazy amount of hours. Because I want you to look at the contradictions here. They're talking about, are you all in? Da. But now they're saying like, oh, it's going to be so easy. You're going to have so much free time. Okay, well, which is it?
Make it very clear to them that 99.99% of us, when we start, we have another job, we have other commitments, and we just add it to the pockets of our day. And that is the beauty about Monat. You don't need to change your life to do.
Yeah, just pockets of time. Oh, I thought it was supposed to change our lives.
This business.
Yeah, you bring the business with you everywhere. And like Joe was just saying, like, you don't need to do 40 hours. You don't need to be sitting in an office with.
Okay, well, is there a way for me to not take it with me everywhere? Because you know what? I like to be away from work sometimes. Jesus Christ. Like, can't you ever just go to the beach and not be working? No, of course not. Because you have to make content.
That's like, mapping out and, yes, like eventually you had leadership ranks and you will get into that. But like, this is something that you bring us to literally everywhere. You go to that Starbucks, to buy that $5 coffee. Okay. Barista has pretty hair. Okay. You can just be like, hey, listen, I would love to talk to you about how your hair can make you income. I know you're.
Leave your barista alone. Leave her alone. Leave people in service jobs alone.
Busy right now. But what is your Instagram? I'm going to follow you. And then after work, maybe we can connect. It's really that simple, right? You go to your kid's school, you go to the park, you go on date night with your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever. The waitress is super cool, has a cool personality, right? Like, the point is you bring the business with you everywhere you go.
But you're just fitting it into pockets of time, you guys. But you have to bring it with you everywhere. That sounds dystopian. That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
But guys, I'm also going to tell you, I'm going to rip another Band-Aid, okay? What do you think is going to happen if you don't have time now? Do you think miraculously you're going to start making more money and time is just going to like appear in your calendar? No, chances are that, if you're stuck, working 2, 3 jobs, doing the most, whatever, you have no time but to just sleep and go to your next job. Like, how are you going to get out of that? What's the plan for that? Right? So like.
Okay. That's a real problem. The problem is, though, that money is not the solution to that.
This is another one where we have to say, just like, oh, you don't have money, this is exactly why you need this. Oh, you don't have time, this is exactly why you need this, right? Because this is something that, like I have people that have joined me that were working 2, 3 jobs, They literally worked really, really hard. They really put themselves out there. They sacrificed a ton, and yes, it was a sacrifice at the beginning, but they were able to maybe replace, one of those 3 jobs or one of those 3 incomes with what they were working so hard to earn here at Monat, right? So, if you don't have the time.
I thought it was only an hour a day or whatever. Now they're having, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up.
That's exactly another reason why we really need this. Like, I remember when I first started, like Joe was saying, I worked corporate and I worked my corporate jobs from like 8 to 5, right? And like, I would come home and I literally locked myself in my office. Like, we would do calls, we would do this, we would do that. Like, literally, like, it was sometimes like almost midnight and my dogs had not been watching. Like we sacrifice time, right? If you're sitting here and you're like, oh, but no, like, yes, you will sacrifice a little bit, but it depends also what goal you want to take it, right?
Oh my God, they're so full of contradictions. Also, I don't sacrifice shit for my job, okay? I work a maximum of 8 hours per day for 40 hours a week. And if they need additional time out of me, they will pay me time and a half or double time. And if they are unwilling to do that, then I'm sorry. There are insufficient hours for me to complete everything that you want me to do. But like you're not going to take advantage of me. I'm not going to be answering emails after work hours. That's bullshit. Okay? If you do that, that just leads to people expecting you to do it. So many people with email problems have caused this problem for themselves. I'm sorry, but it's true. It's tough love, okay? You've created the expectation. Just stop answering them. Microsoft Outlook has a setting where you can set it so that it does not disturb you outside of work hours. Do that. Don't even get the notification. Perfect. All right? Come on. Have some self-respect for the love of God.
Because sometimes people will see stories like Joe's and mine and will think like, that's what you have to do. And maybe that's not the vibe you're on. Maybe you don't want to be an STD with money. Maybe you don't want to do, like the crazy, like going all in like we did. Maybe you just want to make an extra couple $100 a month, right? Like there's a plan for that too. And, maybe
if you want to make a couple $100 a month, that's not that hard to do by driving Uber or Uber Eats, as they recommended. Okay? See what I mean? You could do that, and then you wouldn't have to pay for a stupid starter kit if you only wanted to make a couple $100 a month, okay? And you'll be guaranteed to at least earn money and not end up losing money.
One of those people that you're all in, and the person you want to sign up doesn't want to be all in, and that's okay. I want you guys to understand that not everyone that you're going to bring into your business is going to want to take it all the way to the top, right? And you have to be okay with that. This is why our business is so amazing, because we offer, opportunity for everyone, right? So let them know, use the feel, felt, found. Like, I get why you feel like you don't have time. I felt like that too, but I found that when I really figured out how much I wanted to make, how far I wanted to take this business, I was able to tailor a plan for myself to work it, right?
It's like, yeah, you're trying to work it, but like, is it worth it? All right, just putting this thing down, flipping it and reversing it. It's your flimming Mrs. Plan yet.
But you guys need to start validating and, edifying these power hours that we have. We give you.
That's what I say at Chipotle in Los Angeles. You guys need to start validating.
A goal for 55 minutes of like, do this to that, like time yourself, right? So if you have an extra hour, a day to work your business, are you going to make it to STD in 6 months? Probably not, but maybe that's not your plan and you're okay just working 1 hour a day. And again, we're going to give you the tools, okay? The tools to work it at your pace. But don't be scared if that person you're trying to bring onto your business tells you like, oh, I don't have time. Like, dig a little deeper. I love finding data, finding answers. Well, why do you feel like you don't have time? Like maybe I just think I work too.
When have you ever found data? I'm so tired of people who do this kind of like qualitative bullshit using the term like finding data points or whatever. And I'm like, really? Did you use Python or what?
Much of it because I want to go all the way. But like, if you maybe want to do a little bit less, I can teach you how to do the same.
Yes, I love that.
All the way on the first night?
You guys are going to see that something in common that we have for all the answers is ask questions, okay? When you ask, they will tell. People love talking about themselves.
Yeah, keep harassing them.
So ask, why do you feel like you don't have time? What does your day today look like? What does your day look like?
None of your business.
From when you wake up to when you go to sleep. When you ask people to start jotting everything they do in a day, they realize how much BS time they have scrolling on Instagram, watching Netflix, just
I don't watch Netflix.
twirling their hair. Like, you have the
What?
time,
If
okay?
they're twiddling their hair, they can literally just do it in a story and talk.
How many times are you going to say literally?
Literally, like, look how pretty my hair is. No, but guys, everyone has this part.
No, I was gonna say, to piggyback off of that, again, don't be scared to kind of like be honest with them and be like, oh, like, you were just telling me about this new Netflix show.
I don't know where people find the time to watch Netflix either.
You were just telling me about Eric, about this Netflix show, that you were watching. How about you replace that hour that you're watching the show on Netflix and you replace it with a way to make extra income, right?
How about you go fuck yourself, because maybe that's what someone likes to do to unwind, and replacing that with money is not the same equivalent unwinding. Also, you guys should be super glad that I use push to talk on this microphone, because this stuff sounds gross when I eat it. I would be so misophonic right now.
Just don't be scared to tell them that too.
Yes. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. Okay, when I feel like
They do not. Poor people have less time than wealthy people, because poor people have to do everything themselves the slowest way, because they can't afford the quicker way, or the the expedited way, or to have someone do it for them. And they have to deal with more bullshit.
I don't have enough time, I think of like these multi-billionaires with like 50 companies, and I'm like, they have the same amount of time as I do. If they're
But they don't. They don't have to do their own laundry. They don't have to clean. They don't have to clean their home. They don't have to, do any real work in a day that they don't want to do. They they don't have to take care of their kids if they don't want to. They can just get childcare anytime, because they can afford it. It's expensive, but they can afford it, and they can get the best. They can hire their kids a tutor to help them with their homework. Okay? So don't come here and tell me that I have the same 24 hours that a billionaire does, because I don't. I have to clean. I have to cook for myself. I have to do my own laundry. Like, if I were a billionaire, you think I'm going to be doing any of those things? No, I'm going to have someone do that for me, because I can afford it.
making it work, I can make it work. When I feel like I'm struggling with 2 kids, I'm like, there's moms with 5 kids. If they can make it work, I can make it work. Okay. Another excuse. Next, I love this one. And I gave Liz all these excuses, by the way, which is why I love talking about objections, because I was the objections queen. Okay. Next is, I don't have sales experience. Okay. I didn't have sales experience. I didn't have network marketing experience. I didn't have social media experience. I had nothing. All odds were against me if you want to talk about having experience. But the beauty of this, and what you're going to tell your potentials, is that no experience is necessary. Okay, here they will learn everything they need to know. The one thing that they do need is they need that will, that want, and that desire to do better in life, to get an extra $100, to get $1 million, to quit their jobs, or to just have an extra day off from their job. Whatever the case is, whatever they want to do, they need to have that will, that desire to do it, and the rest we can teach them. Okay, so when I started, I didn't have sales experience. I've never had a sales job. I had no idea really what network marketing was about. I had no social media experience. My social media sucked, but I needed money.
Still sucks.
I joined because I was in a very bad financial situation. I had a lot of debt, and I was willing to do whatever it took to earn money. Okay, I want also for you guys to think about this. I don't look for salespeople to join my team. Okay, I look for people that want to educate, that want to share something that we are already always doing. We just don't realize it. All of you are social selling. Right now, I tell you, go buy this PJ shirt from Target. You go buy from Target, I don't make commission. That's social selling. Oh my God, I stayed at a great hotel last weekend. You go stay at the hotel, I don't get commission. That's social selling. So
Yeah, that's why you're less pushy about that than you are about Monat. Also, you could have done a lot of things to make extra money at that time, probably, okay? Back when I was in undergraduate school, and like even when I was in pharmacy school, I was a go-go dancer, all right, at Tiger Heat in LA. It was fun. I made way more money than you would make in Monat, all right? And that was just once a week for like 3 hours.
we don't want a salesperson. That's a turnoff, okay? We want you to genuinely share your experience. We want you to educate on the products we have, to educate on the business opportunity we have. And by just showing up authentically and doing what you love, because you will start loving this, you're going to start attracting the right people. So no experience necessary. I kind of almost like it when they don't have a sales background, because Monat, what makes us different from all these other network marketing companies is that we're not salesy, is that we're not like that cliche, annoying network marketing company. We make it sexy. So if you don't have experience, that's even better.
No, you don't. That they make it sexy. I'm not seeing it. I feel like people think of, when they say like sales, they kind of think of like a bad salesperson who is obvious and very pushy or whatever. But like all those things that you just described that like lead to a sale, that's being a salesperson. Okay? Like someone who is a salesperson is someone who's a good salesperson, is someone who is good at making sales. So if it's too obvious or whatever, or it's this type of salesiness that you're talking about that is not going to make a sale, then that's not what a good salesperson is. So what you do actually is sales, because you are trying to sell people something. So why don't you just stop claiming to be not salesy?
I love that Jake is sexy. Guys, I do come from a sales background, completely different sales, and we'll get into it in a second. They will tell you that the one thing that you need to do sales is swag, okay? If you're like, sales is 99% swag. If you believe what you're selling, if you believe what you're talking about, if you believe in what it is that you're doing, that passion will show through. Like, Monat, I had never done network marketing before this. I literally had no idea about vegan products, like products that were Leaping Buddy certified. Knew none of that, right? I knew nothing about like here, but like literally nothing. Okay. But what I did know is how enthusiastic I was about the opportunity and how excited I was to share it with so many other people, right? So if you're like, what do I need to do like to get more salesy? Not even salesy, because that's not the word I'm going to like better at it. Just be enthusiastic. That's literally, okay, so it's going to be. And I will tell you another thing, okay? I used to sell a product, okay? I used to sell 401k plans, business owners. And when I was putting together a proposal for a business owner, like I had to collect paperwork, I had to compare numbers, I had to, if I was like competing against another competitor, I had to like figure out, like, it was like a process, okay? It was a process. Here, guys, what we do is we're making friends, we're networking with people, we're creating new connections. If you have ever made friends ever in your life, and you all have, okay, at least one friend in your lifetime, you can do this, because what you're doing is that you're gonna like have your personal story, what this is doing for you. They're gonna hear what it's doing for other people, because not everyone's gonna join for the same reason, okay? And then you're gonna figure out how the opportunity is gonna fit into their lives, okay? I remember when it first started, I was like, I'm going to take this super serious. And we used to get this little Smart Start workbook. I don't know if we're still getting it for the new packs. I think we are. If not, you can get it in your back office. But there was a section there that said, who do you know? Okay. And it would be like, who do you know that this, that, all these things. But the one that I vividly remember, okay, on my first day, I just received my box. Who do you know that wants to spend more time with their kids? I wrote Joe on there. I wrote my friend Daniela on there. I wrote my friend Angie on there. I wrote a couple others who didn't join, but all three of them, okay, joined my business. All three of them made it to senior executive director. Okay, two of them are in the $5 club. One is in the $5 million club, and the third is very, very close to getting to the MDC because, again, they worked really hard to, compliance. This is not getting compliance. I swear, people, that like from the beginning, I broke down and I was like, I want to tell them about this opportunity because I know they want to spend more time with their kiddos, right? So it was very easy for me to go to Joe and be like, look, I know you want to spend more time with Mateo because, literally, like, you're doing weddings all the time. You're telling me how you're working until like 2 a.m. You're missing time with him. He was like not even 1 at the time. Same thing with Angie. She was pregnant. Yeah, with finally with her daughter. Like, and it was very easy for me to fit that, into them. Like when Joe joined, I had been in the business for 3 weeks. If you think that I knew anything about network marketing or I knew anything about it, you're wrong. I didn't. It was the blind leading the blind, right? But I was enthusiastic about it, and I spoke her language, and I literally told her like, hey, like, this is something that you can do because this is what I want to achieve if you work hard, if you put yourself out there and all those things, but the point is that, figure out like how to have that conversation with the person, where what's in it for them, right? So it's not a sales thing. You're just literally letting them know how this opportunity bless you, can bless their, right? And how they can work hard towards achieving whatever it is they want to achieve. So,
okay. So I just figured I would let the line out on this one. So that's sales. I know you think it's not, but it is.
It's like making a friend, or it's like connecting with a friend, or it's like giving advice to a friend. Like sometimes I'm like, man, like, there are people that, share with me that they're struggling, that they're this and they're that. I have like, yeah, like I fixed that. You just gotta give me a little time.
So, first of all, part of friendship is not seeing your friend's problems as being like opportunities for you to profit off of them. And also, sometimes when you're a good friend, or when you're talking with a good friend, you just, you're just supposed to listen and sort of like empathize with them and not like try to fix whatever they're going through. Like they probably, part of friendship is just having that connection where it's like, oh, that sounds really awful. I'm sorry, and not just like trying to immediately jump to solutions, especially solutions that you are going to personally profit from. So I'm going to go with what you're making is not friends. All right. It's not.
Right. Believe in yourself. But so it's all about really just like sharing with them authentically how you think this is going to help them. So it's not sales. Sales is what I used to do. Paragraphs of like info, numbers, plug in Excel spreadsheets, printing out things to get that. We don't do that here.
Yes. I love that.
That's what sales is where you talk to people and you convince them to buy something that you like. It doesn't require Excel spreadsheets. It might, depending on what the product is, but It's generally just a process where you are having a conversation with a person, and the conversation is directed toward the goal of them making a purchase from you. Like, I don't know what you think sales is, but that's what it is.
The last one I have here that I get quite often, and I also told Liz, is I don't have a social media following. And if you guys follow us now, we have a couple followers, yes. But when we started, I had, I think, like 1,200 or 1,000. Liz probably had less. I think Liz and I were in competition.
Fewer.
Who had the ugliest looking Instagram? Neither her or I are very like big content people. Like mine was, sorry, my congestion is driving me crazy. I had all pictures of Mateo, ugly, blurry pictures. Liz had pictures of her dogs. Like, you want to talk about not having a social media following and social media experience? It was us, right? But you don't need that, okay? Some people think you need
People like pictures of your dogs generally. Like, I don't fully get it, but...
a lot of followers to start this business. No, you don't. We will teach you how to grow your social media if that's something you want to do. But you don't even...
Oh my God. All they're going to teach you is how to purchase likes and purchase followers. Okay. And then the rest of the stuff that you get is just going to be other Monat distributors following you, which means that, like, it's not useful because you can't really sell anything to them because they're already in Monat. And they're going to encourage you to all comment on each other's posts, so then it feels like you're getting a following, but you're not. It's just Monat people all commenting on each other's shit and liking it, which is not useful. That's not a useful social connection. It might feel good, but you're not connecting with anyone from outside of Monat, so there's no sale to be made there.
Need it. You know, if you say, I don't know people, I don't know who to sell to. I was this antisocial when I joined this business. I had no girlfriends. I didn't want anything to do with
Some might say that you're still antisocial.
girls. But the reality is that I had been alive for 25 years. Like, you meet some people along the way, right? So what did I do? I went back to my Facebook. I thought of people that I went to high school with, people that I went to middle school with, people that I had my first job with at Hoot.
Boy, yeah, so you can just be the completely cliche, hey, hun, to the person you haven't talked to in forever. Yeah. Great. That's what everyone aspires to be, I'm sure.
At the hotel. You know people. That's what it's called, network marketing. You have to be willing
No, I don't.
to market yourself, to network. But you do not need followers, okay? We will help you grow your social media if that's something you want to do. But again, you need to be willing to put yourself out there and to share this opportunity with others. You can't expect for people to come to you. Or like, oh my God, Joe, what are you doing? You're new. You started something new. No one really knows what you're talking about. You need to go to them. But when people say, I don't have followers, I want you to, with all the confidence in the world, tell them you don't need followers. You will gain followers. You will grow followers. What you need is to be able to send
You're not going to gain followers from doing money. If anything, you're going to lose them.
messages, voice notes, phone calls to let people know what it is that you're doing. Do not think a number on social media is what makes you successful in this business.
Absolutely. And, you know, thinking back, like, what really started piquing Joe's curiosity about the business was the fact that I was going live. It was my less than 500 followers with a private page with my dogs, like my memes. Like, I could move on, like, deleted all the stuff on there. But if you guys go to my page and you scroll all the way to the bottom and you see my very first post, you're going to see the picture of my dog. And now, because for the last 5 years, I've been talking about this, people have scrolled up and like, that being liked it. I might have like 100 likes, but that guy had like 10, you know? So look, my crappy social media.
I'd have to say, who cares? And also, that was when you were authentic. That's what you deleted.
Was creating FOMO for Joe, for Danielle, for Angie, for, you know, girls that ended up, you know, cooking on board and absolutely crushing it. So literally I had like,
okay, creating FOMO is not an honorable thing to do.
500 followers. And I was not someone, it's still hard for me to be someone who's like always posting content. Like Joe said, like, we're not content people. But if you have 10 people on there, that's 10 people that can either purchase from you they can join with you to do the business, or they can refer you to someone else. Okay. Like, don't think, like, sometimes people will be like, oh, I posted a reel and it only got 60 views. And I'm like, okay, so if you were doing what you said in the reel in front of 60 people, would you be like, oh, that's cool, 60 people just saw what I did? Yeah, right?
If it were a reel that I made talking about Monat, no, I would not think that was cool.
Same concept, okay? The followers will come when we start implementing, because, like, growing Instagram and growing your following, it's skill that you pick up and you learn. And Joe and I had to pick up that skill. It's part of the community that, we offer you. Like, you're going to learn how to organically, like, be yourself and share valuable content and the thing, but, like,
how is it being yourself if you were trained on how to be this way, like the way to be? Weren't you being yourself before this?
Followers do not equal success. As a matter of fact, there have been so many people in the last 5 years, Joe, and you can back me up on this, that had millions of followers that joined, and because they didn't have the work ethic and because they didn't put in the effort that needs to be put in, it's successful. Like,
it's because they joined way too late. That, or they bought those followers.
Literally, like, it's crazy. It's literally crazy to see. There were people that we were like, oh, they're going to crush it. Like, they did nothing, right? And then there's people who come in with 100 followers and blow it out of the waters. Like, again, followers don't equal success, because even if there is someone who's signing up more people because they have followers, guess what? If they don't put in the work, if they don't train themselves, if they don't become students of the industry, if they don't really go work the business, they're not going to be successful. So don't think for 1 second that there's a correlation between the two. What will make you successful here is hard work, is understanding.
Oh, I guarantee you, if you actually look at the numbers, there is absolutely going to be a correlation.
Understanding, what it is you want to accomplish, setting a plan, following it, okay, being coachable, being teachable, checking your ego at the door, like, that is what's going to help you.
Teachable means brainwashable and not pushing back on anything.
Grow, not a following. And again, like, network marketing has been around for almost 100 years, I feel like. Don't quote me on the exact time, but a very long time. There's legacy companies that have been around for 50, 60 years. And guess what? 50, 60 years ago, there was no social media. People were still being successful in this industry because, it's the human connection of going out there, meeting people, connecting with them. Okay? So you can do in person, you can do social media, a combination of both, which is what I recommend. Between success and Instagram following.
I hope you guys see my love and dedication to you. I'm literally swallowing my boogers on this call. But guys, okay, so those are like the main objections I have. But I want to leave you guys with this, and this can, do her part at the end too. You're going to get objections in this business and in anything, right? It's easier to say no than to say yes. A confused mind will always say no. So you need to make sure you're educating your potentials, but you're going to get objections. Start feeling comfortable with them. Get comfortable with them. I remember at first when people would tell me no, I was like, oh my God, I'm not good at this, or this business doesn't work. And then I was like, wait, you told Liz no. And then you changed your mind, and then you joined, and then look how far you've gotten. So it's okay for people to tell you no. Don't take it personal. You keep showing up. You show them your results. You continue getting experience, and the right people will come back around. So whatever objection you get, whether it's one of the ones we've shared or there's other ones that you guys have gotten, the best way to overcome them is, number one, confidence. Okay. And you need to believe, like Liz said, in the company, you need to believe in the product, but most importantly, you need to believe in yourself. What Monat was about. I had no idea what the products were about. I believed that I was going to be successful because I needed this money. And my excitement is what sold my first couple business partners. I was like, guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm new to this. My mentor's new, but we're going to figure it out together. But if people are making $20,000 a month or whatever, depending on their hard work, I'm going to do it too. Like, that wasn't me at the beginning. That's how I sold the business. I had the confidence and the belief in myself. So no matter what objection they give you, and if you don't feel, educated enough to talk about it, you have your mentor, you have your upline, you have us that we can help you. But always it's just the confidence to ask them a question. Okay. Have them talk back to you, put their mind at ease. Like Liz said, like connect with them, make them feel like, okay, I felt that way too, but and start getting comfortable with the no's. Okay. Instead of looking for, oh my God, I need a yes, flip it around. Be like, I need 20 no's today. I'm going to celebrate 20 no's because that means 20 more people know about your business. 20 more people know about your product. 20 more people are watching you the same way I was watching Liz and then changed my mind and joined. And that's 20 more people that can refer you. Okay, so I love objections. I love people telling me no because I'm like, okay, let me think. Why are you saying no? What is it? Most of the time, it's their own insecurity. It's their own fear of success. It's their own fear of failure. So that's my tip. No matter what objection you have, ask a question, get to the bottom of it. Don't panic. And just show confidence. If you are new and you feel like you're not super confident in the product or the business just yet, show confidence in yourself. People will eat that up.
Yep. Remember that a no today is a yes tomorrow. Okay. People's situations are going to change. People get married, people get divorced, people have kids, people get laid off.
People die, and then right before they die, they think about all the time they wasted doing Monat, and it's just like total existential horror. Just remember, there's nothing I can do to stop you from doing Monat, okay? But I can implant myself saying this in your head. Just remember, you will die one day, and you will have to die knowing that you wasted a bunch of time on Monat. If you do it, like just years of your life. Okay? Just remember that you're gonna die.
Like things happen, people move, right? Like situations change all the time, right? So don't ever be rude to someone that tells you no. Don't ever
Yeah, because they never are.
I always say, like, you want to have your list of potentials, and there's two ways to get them off that list. It's either going to be that they join your team, or they become a client, or they're super rude to you. If they're rude to you, then I don't know, work with 3 people. But if someone gives you an objection, you're like, oh, I don't know how to handle. Like Joe said, be confident, ask your upline, ask someone who you trust to help you overcome that, right? But don't be rude to them. At the beginning, people laughed at me. People told me all kinds of things, Joe included. But I didn't take the oh, screw yourself route. I took the educational route. Oh, okay. I'm sorry you feel like that. I would love to hear why this is a no for you. Ask questions and get to know. Back in my real sales, back in the corporate days, they used to say that an objection is just an opportunity for you to actually let them know how much they need this. Okay. But don't see an objection and flip out and be collapse. No, you got this. Okay. And also give yourself praise. The first couple times you go and you talk about this and you get an objection and you try to overcome it, you will probably say stuff that you're going to work on it. You're going to get uncomfortable. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel icky. That is normal. We all went through that, which is why at the beginning, we suggest if you're brand new to maybe do a 3-way call with your uplines, or maybe find a way where it's a chat where everyone's, together and your upline is there to help you, right? And so you feel comfortable. But if you're already talking about the business on your own and you feel oh my God, my armpits are sweating, that's okay. Give yourself grace, but practice makes perfect. And you're never going to get to that point where you feel comfortable overcoming objections if you don't get the objections. So if you're just avoiding them altogether, you're never going to get better at it, right? So maybe start with people that you love, you trust, and you can be oh, whatever, if we've messed up, because we're all going to mess up. So go practice, right?
Listen, there are people who are naturals at sales who genuinely unfazed, or at least are capable of getting to be unfazed at being turned down. There are people who are that way, and there are people for whom that is never ever going to become easy. Okay. And I genuinely think that it is not possible for people to cross between those two those two categories. Like, I think that you can kind of like soften it a little bit on one side or like whatever. But I don't force yourself to be something that you're not and to do something that makes you genuinely very uncomfortable, like paralytically uncomfortable. Don't, because it's never going to become easy for you. It's just not. You just have to deal with it. Okay, well, that was very informative. So, now if you don't have enough time or money or you don't want to, guess what? They're going to interrogate you. That's a great strategy. Don't join Monat, please. Just don't. Don't do it. Don't force yourself to do something that you are fundamentally unsuited for. And I'm not just talking about MLMs. I'm talking about like any job where you are just fundamentally unsuited for it. I would encourage you to try everything you can to get a different job then. One that is truly suited for you in a way where you're being honest about what suits you. All right? I've been Mac. Peace out. Bye!